to you gon' vex. But I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mixed up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future.
Hey yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana.
Yeah, yeah,
Hello, Wagwan.
yeah.
I came from a land. It have many water, many great sons and many daughters. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wine up in a some liquor tight dress. We are hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like rest. House and car, them finno we like press. Check the bank line them, we not like check. We got gold and diamond, them think priceless. Timber bauxite, then check the aisle next. GDF, Miami is the finest. I mean I talk about the sugar, nor the rice yet. So I'm Marshall, I drop the Guyanese bomb. For feed the nation, that's the Guyanese plan. Big up a kilo, them with them Guyanese and Guyana. That's where them Guyanese from. People tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. Is we have the land, what many ask for, we never see Katrina or nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, we nah know none must slippy. Guyana, we say big up on no city. Enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Hello, Wagwan. I the nuclear family, every master one up fully. A one-time records, a 592, we think that. Hello, Wagwan.
Hey, yo, my G, where you from?
Guyana.
Ghana?
No, Guyana. Yeah. Hello, Wagwan. Yeah. I came from a land, it have many water, many great sons and many daughter. And we have the land, yo, where many ask for. We never see Katrina, nah, those disaster. I feel nice, we come from the golden city. Girl born in gold dust, so we show them pretty. The man full of faith, me nah know none must slippy. Guyana, me say big up on no city. Cause this is the dear land of the free, land of the many waters, resources and trees, land of the rivers and seas. I proud, Phoebe, Guyanese, land of the Amerindians, the Africans, the East Indians, and Portuguese, not to mention the Europeans and the Chinese. Them feel blessed from Guyana, this breeze. Cause enough people tour around the world and ask about Guyana, but don't know where that is. That is the last city of El Dorado in the world. That is the land where we live, land of the biggest one-drop falls. Plus we have the longest floating bridge. We from South America, some say the Caribbean, but still a thanks we a give. Alright, 1, 2, mic check. View from gravity, are the nicest. Match time, my city, are the hypest. We see them gyal wine up in a some liquor tight dress. We are hustle from morning till night catch. Them finno Guyanese, get a youth not like. We're ready to go with Courdel Jones. You know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9. Bring your vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. From your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way.
Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, your toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Coming to the energy, the beat.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Livewire. It's the 10th of February 2025, and I'm happy to be here with you as we go through the paces as normal. Morning to the persons joining us across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to the persons joining us across the diaspora. Special good morning to the persons in the comment section. Eunice Ragobir, morning to you. Omar Sharif, Pamela, Ken Ramsami, good morning. Tulsi Ram Chedi, morning to you. Shakila Khan, Bibi Far, good morning. Romin Harilal, morning to you. Shanta, morning, everybody. Now, Jean, morning. Good to see you. Andrea Matthews, morning to you as well. Morning to you and Trevor. Jesus, I ain't got my phone here. Trouble. Morning to Priya, morning to you. Yeah, Priya, that's what we're looking at this morning. Guys, so oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. It's another day in Guyana, and y'all ever hear the term being used on Facebook? Guyana is not a real place. You ever hear the term? You ever use the term? I use it a couple of times, and for good reason, right? I use it a couple of times and for good reason. So last night, I took some time and I spoke to several of not my colleagues, several of my acquaintances, several of my friends, because I am not a part of the medical profession. So we're not in the same fraternity, so I can't call them colleagues. But I spoke to several medical professionals, doctors, nurses, even one medics, right? Even a medics. So let's look at this document that was accepted. Listen, let me tell you something. You see, my HR lady, the last HR lady I used to work with, right? Not even that lady would accept this foolishness. Let me say this clearly. You see this? That's circulating. You see this here that's circulating? Right? This document. This document, some people are waving around like it's the 10 Commandments. I am going to say something very uncomfortable. So, this document here, right there, on the face of it, is weak. Right? Weak. Like I said to you just now Not even my former HR lady would accept this. And she's a nice lady that just try to work with you all out. Right? Not even she would accept this. Weak clinically, the document is weak structurally, and it is weak as public proof. Right? Now let's break it down. This note, and what we're doing here, we put in the drama to go up against the data. Now the note lists heavy breathing. What's wrong with this dog? Guys, just give me a minute, please. Please. Sorry. Sometimes I just gotta knuckle my dog. I don't really knuckle the dog. I just saying so. So the animal, people don't come for me. Anyway, let me get back to this note. Right? Let's get back to this note. Now, what we're gonna do is put the drama up against the data. Right? What does the note list? Breathing difficulties, loss of balance, dizziness in a 72-year-old cardiac patient. That sounds dramatic. But then you read the vitals. And for the medical people on the show here, y'all can concur. Respiratory rate, 18, normal. Right? Respiratory, normal, right? Heart rate, 85, normal. Exam, respiratory, unremarkable, no edema. So here's the problem. The document describes breathing difficulties, but the document does not present any respiratory abnormality. So the same document that says this man can't breathe is the same document that ensure nothing wrong with the man's respiratory system or nothing abnormal wrong with his respiratory system. The readings are all normal. Now, granted, the magistrate is not a medical professional, so she may have looked at it and only saw numbers and said, well, okay, fine, this man's sick. But we have had time to actually speak to medical professionals. We have had time to actually peruse the document in detail. You understand? And just like I see somebody posting online, this is very symptomatic of Mr. Claremont Mingo during the last elections. You remember the ambulance and the fetch down the step and all them things? Yeah? So it shows no oxygen saturation. No distress noted. No abnormal lung findings. Nothing. Nothing. And listen, 4 doctors, 3 nurses, and a medics. And all of them were laughing. I almost feel bad, like if it's me, this doctor note right about. How the people them laughing. You understand? So the document contradicts itself and shows nothing, no test done that would support some of the claims being made in the document. Right? So if you're going to build a case about you not being able to attend court because you're sick, you don't do it with normal vitals and an unremarkable exam. That's not how medicine works. That's how optics work. If you're trying to fool somebody. Now, one of the glaring mistakes that if you download this document and read it, as a medical person, it's something that you don't expect. Now, there's a word in this document spelled NOMNEST, right? Let me see if I can get a zoom in version of this to show y'all. So this learned cardiologist, where the bottom of this letter? I can't see this on the screen like y'all. Just give me a second. Let me pull this up bigger. Right. Consultant cardiologist. Now let me show y'all this here. I gotta share a different screen. Just a second, people. Give me a second here. Let me share this screen with your Windows. Right, this one. Good. So look at this here. Right? Look at this here. Who would spell numbness like this? What's this? Right? What's this? NOMNEST, numbness. What? What? No, I Google this word. I Google this word. Now you see this word on your screen here? Hey, you're making joke with Guyana. You see this word on your screen here? Right? You see this word on your screen? When you check out the meaning of this word here, this word speaks to it's a brand for pet products and household items. It's not a term used in medicine. It is a brand for pet products and household items. So I don't know, it could be that the doctor signaling we for help. Like he get put in a funny situation and the man said, boy, I can write this thing as crazy as possible so people could see that I'm in some trouble and somebody could come to my rescue. That's the only thing I could see, right? So this is the other thing that jumped out at me and the other medical professionals that I asked to peruse the document and make sense out of the nonsense. So let's talk about this word, numbness. Numbness? That's not a medical term. It looks like a misspelling of numbness, NUMBNESS. It looks like that. Now, listen carefully. Doctors are humans. And even with me, and I'm pretty sure it happens with them, typos happen. But when a document is being paraded around publicly as proof of something serious, and it contains a glaring spelling error of a symptom, that weakens credibility. Because if you're going to ask the public to treat the document as sacred, it better not look rushed. It better not look sloppy. It better not look like something typed in a hurry, because that raises suspicions. Now, all we're doing here this morning, we're not here to discredit Woodlands. We're not here to discredit the consultant cardiologist. We may be here to discredit Nazar and Nazdeen Mohammed because those are two unscrupulous guys. We may be here for that, right? And mind you, this show, Livewire, is done in its own capacity, and the views expressed on this show does not necessarily represent the views of Livewire TV or Livewire News. So, boom, disclaimer. Bah. Anyway, as I was saying, all we're doing here is what we normally do, right? All we do here is what we normally do. We analyze, and we make sense out of nonsense, right? I know that the magistrate is a learned lady, so I don't know whether she didn't see this misspelled word and question it, or she may have had other cases she had to deal with, so she was in a hurry. I don't know. But it jumped out at me and joked me in my one eye when I see it. Right? And again, all we're doing here is analyzing the information. We got a copy of this medical note, and we're analyzing the information presented. So we see already that the symptoms claimed are contradicted by the medical examination done. So you claim you can't breathe, but your respiratory rate is normal. You're claiming other things, but the tests show something different, right? So here is where, in my view, it really falls apart. Continue saying meds. Doctor. Continue saying meds. What meds? What meds? The note says continue saying medication for heart disease, and hypertension. Continue what? What medication? What dosage? What changes? What allergies? What adjustment? Nothing listed there. So let me ask you something. If this is supposed to be serious documentation, why is the medication section thinner than a WhatsApp message? It tells you to continue medication, but doesn't tell you what the medication is. That is not a strong document. That's a vague document. And vague documentation does not equal medical emergency. Right? No. Pregabalin, I may be saying it wrong. Some people may say pregabalin was pregabalin was prescribed. Pregabalin, based on what I was told, is used for neuropathic pain. Fine. But what do we see? A typo symptom description or a typo level symptom description, no detailed neuropathic assessment, no renal function documentation. And these things matter in the elderly. So what kind of patient care we're going on really? There's no documented evaluation. You don't build a strong clinical case with surface level notes. Just like in mathematics, doc, you have to show your work. This note does not show its work. Now, we got some big symptoms with tiny workup. Now, this is the part nobody wants to talk about. Shortness of, should have locked up this dog. Shortness of breath, dizziness, loss of balance. Cardiac patient. Right? Now, when you put those together, where is the oxygen saturation? Where is the ECG? Where is the chest imaging mentioned? Where is the blood sugar reading? The man is a diabetic. Where is the neurological screening detail? Now, maybe those things were done, but they're not documented. And if they're not documented, they're not a part of the evidence being circulated. So here's the line. All these big symptoms and no kind of workup to check these symptoms, to see what is what is what. And that is why nobody's serious. At least, I don't want to call the magistrate, say that the magistrate is not serious. I'm assuming that nobody's serious would treat this as definitive proof of a crisis. Or could it be that someone was waiting for any kind of documentation, anything? Even if you come with a bungie or a hangnail on your toe or something, could it be that somebody is looking for any reason to delay the process? Right? Now, let's clean something up. Some are saying his blood pressure is too normal to be hypertensive. His blood pressure is too normal to be hypertensive. That's not how medicine works. You can't have diagnosed hypertension and show normal readings, especially if you're treated. So, though I'm not going to overreach, right? This document leans on big diagnosis, but provides menial clinical details. And that's an honest critique of it. Now, let's look at the authenticity issue. Let's zoom out a bit. This document has been circulating online. We haven't heard from the hospital. There's no reference number for verification. Something that's Dorjan usually talks about in court. Chain of custody. So who had possession of this document before it reached the court? And what possible alterations could have possibly been made to it? Right? I feel like the doctor should come forward and give testimony to the document that he gave. Because this document can be real, but this document can also be misused. It can also be weaponized. And without proper verification, it could be used as propaganda fuel. So I think the doc need to come forward and show his work, support this, however you want to call it. Even if Nazar Mohammed has real medical conditions, this note on the face of it does not prove a crisis level event. At most, it reads like a routine follow-up with the PE unremarkable, no edema, and offering rest for 2 weeks. That's not an ICU level emergency. That's an outpatient follow-up. So let's not allow political drama to inflate what the document actually shows. Because facts matter. Details matter. And if you're going to wave a paper in the air, make sure the paper can stand up to scrutiny. Right now, Nazar Mohammed, Azreen Mohammed, Dr. whoever your name, this one struggles at best. It struggles. So y'all might need to rewind and come again. Rewind and come again. Rewind and come again. And I hope you gotta ask yourself, how is a magistrate to make a determination in a case like this? And I am trying my best to see it from her point of view. Remember, she is not a medical professional. Yet I'm saying that. The magistrate is not a medical, she could be, I don't know, but she's, based on my knowledge, she is not. Right? And everything I come and talk to y'all about here this morning, I had to speak to medical professionals to become aware of the BS or the contradictions and the spelling thing that jump out glaring. But you understand? Right? Right? So I had to speak to medical professionals to understand, well, what is this and what is that? John, me and your mother, John Abrams, me and your mother, she's the chief cook and bottle washer in relation to that. What I was told, John, your mother is usually like pull aside and work the middle. Your mother, John, that dirty lady, we saw her on not Crow Street. It's with Street Boy. We saw her right around by the cathedral, John. Your mother, dirty lady. But yes, back to you. Right? John talking about me and pronounce you. You listen to the wait man. John, you talking about me? Eh? I am a fake journalist. Azadine Mohammed is a fake politician. Both of us are fake. Right? Azadine Mohammed is a fake politician. And Shell Mohammed is a fake sick man. So, like I was saying, the magistrate, when looking at this as face value, right? I don't think she's able to, other than the typo, call this out as the BS that it is, right? I don't think she's able to do that. Somebody says, but who does an ECG with their belt, watch, and all accessories on? You see? Even medical people calling out the foolishness. Even medical people are calling out the fake politician. Imagine this man asking me to show me qualifications. And Azadine Mohammed ain't asking to show nothing. Me showing, if Azadine Mohammed ain't got to show nothing, me ain't got to show nothing to nobody neither. That's why he said, if Azadine Mohammed can't show how he get his money, or if he smuggled the gold or not, or show me the real price of the Lamborghini, who could come and ask me anything? John, man. But like I tell you, so could it be a case that the magistrate what? The Mohammeds give me a job? This was I just want to show you. John, John, never the day. I never work with criminals. And that whole team is a criminal team. Anyway, so like I said, on face value, she may not be able to do an in-depth assessment. But what the magistrate could have done, adjourn for an hour or two, show this document to a medical professional, a doctor or something like that, right? And then make a determination if she is unaware, right? John, thank you for contributing to the 500 plus people here. I ain't reached 1,000 yet on my lines, but thank you for being here. Please share the live, right? So instead of making a determination on a document, like I said, I don't know if the principal magistrate may have had some medical training or experience prior. But if you're unaware of medical terminology and procedure, and you're dealing with criminals like the Mohammeds, fake politicians like the Mohammeds, if you're dealing with these criminals and fake politicians that rob this country, you don't think you need to be on your P's and Q's? You don't think you need to be on your P's and Q's and have somebody competent in that profession look at the document and offer you advice? Thank God it is not a good 2-week adjournment. But I am suggesting going forward, because lawyers say something, especially to persons who are not lawyers. I won't argue law with you. You're not a lawyer. That's why the magistrate shouldn't have put judgment on this, because she is not a medical professional. She should have had somebody look at this to say, you know what, Magistrate Lachman, this is indeed, this here is factual. This is consistent with everything is in order here. Based on what he said his symptoms are, look, these are the tests done. Look, the test showed that this low, this high, this low, this high, this high. So indeed, he could be feeling the way he feels. You understand? We need 2 weeks rest. But look at this foolishness. Look at this foolishness. Every medical professional that I sent this to sent it back to me with a LOL, LMEO, LMFAO. Everybody. Jesus Christ. Listen to me. I told a colleague of mine, a colleague journalist, right? A colleague journalist, that all these things that you're seeing from Azuddin Mohammed is Azuddin Mohammed fighting for his life. We all know the saying, a dead man will clutch at straws. This is Azuddin and Shell Mohammed clutching at straws. They are willing to try anything to keep them out of going to Florida. Whether it's a fake sickness, some relative dead, political persecution, whatever it is, anything. You might hear, if this thing go through and the guy go, Shell so sick he can't fly. Shell might get so sick he can't fly on the plane to go. Y'all watch. You see Azuddin complaining about migraines now? You'd be surprised that some mysterious sickness take over Azuddin Mohammed. That he is so sick that he can't travel to go nowhere. Or he can't show up in court. And you notice when the migraines start, when Azuddin had to use his brain for more than just we're gonna spend all this money, my father money upon today. Or we're gonna spend all this money that we robbed the Guyanese people of today. We're gonna spend it on today. When he has to think beyond that, you got to think about speech. You got to think about budget debate. You got to think about community visit. You got to think about questions reporters might catch in the hallways and ask you. Headache. Imagine one of Shell symptoms in this thing is wax in the ears. You trying to tell me these rich people ain't know about hydrogen peroxide? Them don't know about Q-tip? How Shell got wax in the ears till it hard, till it black up the ears and got he dizzy? What really going on? A rich man like that doing checkups and making sure that you're healthy? And that's the next thing. Realistically speaking, people who are wealthy, people who got money, real money, right? They spend the money on the health so that they can direct the money as long as possible. So you trying to tell me Shell sit down home there and wax a bill up in years and he now go to hospital for clean it out? Shell, we are telling people, rich people are some of the healthiest people on this earth. Because they got the money to do everything they need, do all the tests. Rich people has got scheduled checkup and them kind of thing yearly to ensure they are right. It's poor people are the ones who sometimes ignore the health until things get better and then they can start look after the health. That's not something rich people just do. Mind you, none of the things that on this note is nothing in relation to the day itself. Right? This note was since the Saturday. So he had 2 days of rest. I could say 1.5 or something. But anyway, I am hoping that in the future, when the magistrate receives certain documents, especially when it falls out of the ambit of the law, which she is very much learned in, when it falls to territory unfamiliar to the magistrate, the principal magistrate, maybe she should seek professional advice. Seek professional advice. You talking about a surgery that do since when? All kind of old thing. You know what it seem like? This here seem like the Muhammad's got secret for this doctor. Yeah. I am alleging that it may be that the Muhammad's got some secret for this doctor and ask you to prepare this, and me by try his best to do his worst. Right? Me by try his best to do his worst. And remember, they're not medical professionals either. So they see a whole page of information with symptoms and plan and cardiac distress and blah, 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 blah. They see all this and they excited. Hey, this here go walk. This here go walk. And then I watched the Guyanese Critic live last night. And he made a startling revelation. So you saw what was said by the U.S. attorneys. I think it was Mr. Hanuman, Glenn Hanuman, who spoke with reporters outside the court. You heard what he said. Oh, this is sad to hear, and we hope the man get better soon. And, the laws have been amended to allow persons to appear virtually or to have their attorneys appear on their behalf if they're sick. Right? If they're sick. And they're going to work on something like that so that this man ain't got to come out the house all the time and he could still at home and appear virtually or whatnot. Y'all hear what Dorjan said when he come out? Did y'all hear what Dorjan said when he come out? To piss with that? The magistrate didn't allow it that? Dorjan talking like if he don't know what the magistrate gonna do. And that is scary. Y'all realize whenever Dorjan has an impossible case, it is find its way in front of the same magistrate and he does win. Check the history. They had some impossible cases and Top Dog win on some serious technicalities. Dorjan in front of the same magistrate. Check the history. So Dorjan said yesterday that magistrate in allowing that. I don't think she up on that. Then they said, one of the reporters said, oh, well, the law allows for once the shell or as it is, if they're sick, they could sign a document that allows the lawyer to be there to represent them, their lawyer to represent them so the process moves forward. I said, what? I don't know nothing about that. And besides, we signed nothing. And I think he said we're not going to sign or there won't be anything signed to allow for that. So again, this is all part of the delay tactics. Anything. So sickness, stalling the process by Shell being physically and mentally unable to appear at court. All sorts of shenanigans. And mind you, we're at the early stages. People, they got 3 more court to go to. If Dorjan the emasculated one, Rysdale Ford. He still gotta be wearing a skirt. Me woman could never behave like that in public ever, right? And the silver, Casper, the friendly ghost, Dorjan, Casper, and the emasculated one. I ain't really see the attorney that come from Trinidad yet, but the trader. Look, guys, to tell you all the truth, 3 more courts left. We just at the magistrate's court. Whatever ruling, well, unless it's a ruling in their favor, whatever ruling Judy Latchman give, Dorjan will appeal. Whatever ruling the High Court give, the emasculated one, Rysdale Ford, will appeal. And whatever ruling the appeal court give, Casper the friendly ghost, the silver, will take it to the CCJ. More so that they bring in the lawyer that got off, what's his name? Former Trinidad Minister of Home Affairs, football guy. Somebody help me with the name in the comments. Jack Warner, I think his name is. Is Jack Warner? Somebody tell me. Yes, Warner. Right? And that shows you why this note is BS. That guy that they bring in to help with this case is not no walk in the park. When you're bringing in lawyers like that, you have to have money. That man is charged by the hour. So soon as they jump on the plane heading to you, you get him billed. Every hour they in this country, you get him billed. Because they got no reason to be here other than you case. You understand? They got no reason else to be here. So that is why this medical note comes over as BS to me. If you are able to spend that kind of money on 3 heavy hitters locally, right? Dorjan, the emasculated Guyanese Harry Potter, Rysdale Ford, and Casper the friendly ghost. Right? You could, and the man in charge of no regular money. Dorjan is not no jokey liar. Guyanese Harry Potter is not no jokey liar. Casper, not no jokey liar. You understand? So you got the 3 of them already. Then you go and bring a top dog from Trinidad. These is not the same people who they're talking, but oh, why Guyanese lawyers and Guyanese lawyers? Why didn't hire another Guyanese lawyer? Why did hire another Guyanese lawyer? These were the same people who complaining about, oh, Jamaican lawyers and Jamaican lawyers. And you gonna bring a lawyer from Trinidad? Why didn't hire another guy? Why didn't bring in? He would have lose. Why didn't bring in Nigel Hughes? Why didn't bring in Darren Wade? Why didn't bring in Nigel Hughes or Darren Wade? It's energy. Why didn't bring in? Oh gosh, Boston, the guy who's looked like the turtle. Why they bringing them local lawyers? Y'all complaining about, oh, the foreigners and the government paying the foreigners and the foreigners. You bringing in foreigners too. You're bringing in foreigners too. You could have get, you could have get Nigel. You could have get Ramchitan. You could have get Darren Wade. Who are the liar they got? Who are the liar? Jesus. Oh boy. These people is trouble. These people is trouble. Why didn't hire Dexter Todd? Huh? Why didn't hire Dexter Todd? Dr. Dexter Todd. Y'all needed a Christopher Ram. Why didn't hire Christopher Ram? That's a local lawyer and accountant. Huh? Why didn't hire Dr. Dexter Todd? Why didn't hire Dr. Dexter Todd, the forensic attorney, so he could have forensically audit y'all, and you understand? You are bringing in foreign lawyers. You don't have faith in the local lawyers. And you see how the table has flipped. Huh? You saw the table has flipped. One day, the cussing government about foreign lawyers. Couple days down the line, they bring in foreign lawyers. Jesus. You see how God don't like ugly? Azruddin Mohammed stand up in the National Assembly and crack joke about Minister Tachira about how he can take his money to buy cigarette and this and that, and plainly getting disrespectful. And Babs, I go in with that it's real. Your father fall down, he's sick, he gotta get 2 weeks bed rest. Sick purpose and abundance, as I did Muhammad, he won't get you far. It's not gonna get you far. Right? You crack joke on that big woman who got more years in the National Assembly than every single member of the opposition combined. Yeah, combined. Man, look, guys, I hope, and then I guess she make a ruling already, so I guess she can't go back and have somebody look at this and advise her, hey, magistrate, this is BS. Call these people back to court. They're stripping this. It is crazy the leeway Azruddin and Shal Muhammad is being given by the courts. It is crazy. People with lesser allegations against them get put on more bail or no bail. More bail or no bail. Anyway. Yes, Clinton. There's several lawyers from Jamaica working on behalf of the U.S. Department of Justice. Yes, but my point was the Mohammeds, Azruddin Mohammed in particular, lamented about these Jamaican lawyers working here in Guyana, and that Guyana had lawyers and they should have used Guyanese lawyers. Now, Mohammed, who has 3 Guyanese lawyers, has opted for an overseas lawyer. Similar, in normal fashion, very hypocritical, Nazar Mohammed stood in the court, the magistrate court, and said, which businessman does pay all the taxes? No, it's not a perfect world. But Azruddin Mohammed goes to the hostile and operates like the hostile is in complete disarray. Yes, they may need things that need fixing. What do you think happens when a facility is used beyond its capacity? Things break. Things gotta get fixed. But the world must allow for imperfection for him and his father. You know, it's not a perfect world. Everybody don't pay the taxes. But it must be a perfect world for everything that the government does. It doesn't work like that. Selective outrage will not be tolerated here. No, sorry, Bob. Not a bit of it. What? You is the F judge. US said there are no lawyers working for them. Don't mislead the audience. Bibi, so let me explain something to you, Bibi. Despite what the ambassador may have said, right? The diplomatic person who has to be neutral in all things here. The treaty states who the lawyers are working for, Bibi. And that's the thing with these Mohammed people, the level of stupidity exhibited without doing any investigation. I had a moment like that over the weekend, you know. But I am quick to apologize and correct myself when I do nonsense. So, boss, whatever your name is, despite what the ambassador said, the treaty speaks to something else. Right? That the US selects the lawyers and Guyana got paid. That's what the treaty said. The US ambassador could tell what she wants. She's a big woman. She represented the US. She could say as she likes. The treaty, which the extradition process falls under, says something different. Anyway, let me get out of here. I don't know, like, and this comes some bigger bowl. This is literally like Muhammad at the podium saying, why GRA dropped the case against me if they say I rob all these taxes? Like, he don't know the treaty said you can't get no other court matter, nothing nowhere else in the country. That is misleading the public, ma'am. You talking about mislead? Let me stop. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. Today is Tuesday. The 10th of February. We got 13 more days till Marching Guyana people going crazy. You understand? So we got time for stupidness. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll see you here tomorrow, same time, same place. Try your best to continue to be good Guyanese. And for the persons on the road, look out for those who may not be looking out for you. Until next time, as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs